No server talking to the internet. That's easy. I mean, let's talk about WannaCry 17, right? MS 17010 for the Microsoft bulletin number. The vulnerability, the attack vector is port 445 or a Microsoft server message block. That's a LAN protocol. So why is a LAN protocol open to the internet? Should never happen. Shouldn't be outbound egress out to the internet. Shouldn't be ingress from the internet. It's a LAN protocol. That's a simple configuration that would have prevented that actual worm, right? Call it a worm, malware, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm going to take you on history tool. Let's go back to 2008, 9 years before WannaCry. There's a vulnerability called MS 08067, which is, again, is a Microsoft SMB vulnerability. This vulnerability is in the Microsoft server service and the path canonicalization string, right? It has a buffer overflow because it doesn't proper sanity filtering check. That's 9 years before WannaCry. And we told everybody then, don't leave port 445 open from the internet or open out to the internet. Here, WannaCry comes 9 years later, and people are still doing that basic mistake. Port 445 is open to the internet. And that's why WannaCry actually worked, right? It should never work. It don't work because of poorly designed networks. Sad but true. As I said, if you hit by malware and you can't do your business or your mission need, your network gets shut down. Like out where I'm at in Los Angeles, the Hollywood Hospital. Sorry, that's poor network design. You need to learn how to design a network better. I said the quick wins are the simple stuff, the segmentation, making sure your network's set well segmented, and the ingress egress. I go into the engineering team. When I go into the engineering team, I sit down and say, okay, I point to a segment on their network diagram and I say, tell me what's inbound ingress and outbound egress. If they don't know that, they don't know enough about their network. And then long range strategy is the vulnerability management, customizing that vulnerability management program, knowing exactly when you get a new product and asset inventory. What's the first step of every vulnerability management program? Asset inventory. So you need to know that. And then your team has to track those vulnerabilities, and don't just rely on the vendor's advisories, because the vendors, they'll delay sometimes, and the vendors might not actually tell you the truth. If your readers or listeners want to ever read about that and understand it, go look up Cisco Gate. Go look up Cisco Gate, where Cisco set a vulnerability in their iOS, right, for their internet networking operating software, was a denial of service. And a researcher discovered it was a remote code execution, but they portrayed it. Yeah. Well, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we're going to do all this with AI, all this other, the offensive pen testing stuff like that." If you feed the model every detail of the vulnerability exploit, yes, I've seen it do some amazing things and stuff like that. But I haven't seen it be able to think and all that. I always laugh and tell everybody I was programming AI code in 1987. But when I was doing it in 1987, you had to go check out time in the San Diego supercomputer lab on the Cray system. If you don't know Cray system, do a search on that. And we had to check out that time because nothing else could run the actual algorithms for the actual AI code we were writing in 1987. Today, you have the capability to run that on your phone. So that's the biggest difference. So our biggest challenges now are how much can AI from the hacking side solve the problem of the defenses and penetrate and break through the defenses? And how much from the defensive side is AI going to be able to help us protect our networks? It's a struggle right now. And like I said, I still to this day can't sit down and get it to write me a piece of code that works without me going in and have to test it, debug it, and all that type of stuff. Everybody says, "Oh, go use this product, use that product." I'm like, look, I'm just telling you,